A strong storm whipping through the area. Action News Now reporter Chloe Curtis shows us how the neighborhood in Corning is recovering.
I'm in awe, honestly. I've never seen anything of the sort, never heard of the sort. I mean, so close to in town.
Several neighbors on Solano Street and 1st Street in Corning are working to clean up after strong winds this morning knocked down several trees, branches, and power lines like these.
I checked up on my son, and my husband was getting out of bed, and all of a sudden we hear this crack. So, of course, cover the baby, get the baby out of the room, into the kitchen. He comes out, and he's like, call 911. I'm all, what happened?
All the noise came from the storm ripping down power lines and trees. Amber Jeremona says her home didn't lose power, and she's thankful the situation wasn't worse. Piles like these have also started to form in the neighborhood from the trees and branches all knocked down during the storm.
We have more floods than anything, but other than that, I don't think I've ever seen horrendous work from Mother Nature herself when it comes down to our standard residential power poles or housing.
Crews with the city of Corning were out within a couple hours to help clear debris lining the streets. The entire neighborhood here is giving each other a helping hand too, already working to rebuild fences and move branches out of the roadways.
We need to make sure that we stand together as a community, and it's intense, so kind of keep your eyes open, make sure your family and friends are safe. It's really all I can put out there.
Neighbors tell me they'll be working to clean up over the weekend, but say right now what's most important to them is the safety of crews out here and neighbors living in the area. Reporting in Corning, Chloe Curtis, Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Definitely some intense damage out there this morning, and other neighbors on the street say the windows of their cars were even smashed out by trees that fell on them during the storm. And some of these initial reports from viewers suggested the damage they saw in Corning was done by a tornado. Meteorologist Patrick Wright is in the Storm Tracker Weather Center explaining why that is not the case today.
A lot of what we saw earlier today has to do with how the wind and the air is moving around. The rotation matters. Usually for a tornadic wind, you see a lot of rotation in the form of a circle moving in a specific direction. But what we saw out towards Corning today was what's known as a straight line wind event. This is where strong, powerful winds are just blowing in a complete straight line. So there are a couple ways where we can figure out what this is and what this means. And one of them is on the radar. So this is the line of storms that moved through this morning. By 8:45, this line of heavy rain and strong winds approached the Corning area. As it pushed on through, notice it starts to bend in the actual line itself. What this represents is the winds getting faster and faster and pushing the rain off in a farther ahead distance compared to the rest of the storm, and it continued to bend or bow as it moved farther into the foothills. One of the other ways you can determine if it's a straight line wind or tornadic winds is the pattern the debris is blown around in. If it's in a circular pattern, then that means it was most likely a tornado, but in a straight line, that most likely means straight line winds.